Hi girls. I just needed to make an update video to talk about kind of what's been going on. Um, Last time I made a video, I was super excited because everything was really going well, and everything was just going right on track, and everything was normal for like the first time, and I don't know how long, but um, I think 5 or 6 DPO, I started bleeding. And at first I thought, okay, maybe this could be implantation bleeding, but I didn't really get my hopes set on that because that's just silly to do that to yourself. But then it was really light. It really wasn't anything big deal. It was just pink and hardly anything. And I was like, okay, whatever. Let's see if it goes away tomorrow. So then I wake up the next day and it's not that much. It's more, but there's more. It's like more light bleeding, and then it was more maroon-ish colored, and it wasn't like a full bleed, and it wasn't new blood, and so I was like, okay, maybe that's what it was, and I kind of, was like, or maybe just some random fluke. I have no idea. Um, but then, like, I don't know. I think it was that night or something like that. I started bleeding like a lot. And then I woke up the next morning and I was bleeding more than I think I've ever bled in my entire life. And I had terrible cramping and I felt like I was going to throw up. And I just felt sick. I was dizzy. I was just losing a lot of blood. And obviously at that point I was just kind of like, what the crap is happening? Everything was going so well. And I just kind of waited, and I decided I was just going to lay down. And so I laid down like all day. I didn't get up, literally did not get up for anything unless I was going to the bathroom to put on a pad. Um, but I just laid down all day. I had my feet up. I just relaxed. John was home, so he just kind of got me food and took care of me and, got me water and kept me hydrated and stuff like that. But I just kept bleeding and I kept bleeding. And then the next day I was still bleeding really, really heavy. And like I was like this close to going to the emergency room because I was bleeding so much. Like I've never bled this much in my life. Like there was just a lot of blood. And um, then I think the next day I was still bleeding a lot, but it was heavy in the morning and then it lightened up a little bit to be more like a medium bleed, which was better. I was still bleeding, and then the next day, which I think is today, it seems like it's slowing down, like it's more like spotting today, but it's not over till the day's over, because this has happened before where it's like, oh, I'm just spotting, and then whatever. But so I went and I called my doctor, and I went and had an appointment with one of my doctors, and after talking to me a little bit and checking like my hormone levels and trying to figure out what was going on, and like we looked at my chart and stuff like that, and my chart like was going really good. Like I think I posted it in my last video. I don't know if I did or not. I posted it on my Facebook, but it was going up. It was really good. And then the day I started spotting, it dipped down. It wasn't below the cover line, and it was just lower, like, than it was, like, significantly lower than it was. And it was like that for a couple days, and then yesterday it went below the cover line, and then today it's still below the cover line. So, we were discussing that because I went yesterday to the doctor, and she thinks what happened based upon how heavy I bled and when I bled, and everything like that, that my hormone levels dropped off when I was, my body was implanting the embryo, the baby, and that as it was implanting, that I lost the baby. So that's kind of what she thinks, but I'm not sure what to think about it because they can't prove it or disprove it or whatever the word is. It's more or less a speculation, but yesterday was just a really hard day for me. I'm trying really hard not to be emotional about it today. But, basically they just think that my hormone levels dropped off. I had a really, really stressful day, the day that they dropped off, and they think that because I got so stressed out, my body freaked out and dropped everything it was doing, and then just like, start over. Let's just start over. She's stressed, you know. And so my period started, and it just, whatever. But the fact that she thinks that I might have lost a baby just is really hard. It's really hard for me to deal with, I guess, because I don't know, and the fact that I don't know makes it harder. And I'm trying not to cry. It's just hard because everything was just going so well. And we just thought that this might be it because everything was going so good, you know? I'm such an ugly crier. I've just been crying since I got back from the doctor's office. And it's like I'm crying for different reasons. It's like, first I was crying because it's just like, she throws like miscarriage in my face. And it's like finding out you're pregnant and you've lost a baby at the same time is not exactly a nice thing to do to a person. But then it's just like, I'm also sad because it's like everything was just going so well, and then typical Lindsay fashion, I just start bleeding for no good reason, and this has never happened before. I've never bled early. If anything, I bleed late, and my periods are a little bit late. But this is the first time that I've, you know, bled before my period, or bled after ovulation. It's stupid. But whatever. So John and I just spent yesterday just kind of crying and talking things out and trying to figure it out, because it's like we can't prove it one way or the other, because if I did lose the baby, if I was getting pregnant and lost the baby, there was no time for any hormone to be released into my bloodstream or be released into my urine or anything like that, because I mean, I was pregnant for maybe all of 2 seconds. Just frustrating. Just really, really frustrating. It's like they know already that I have like a hormone issue, like balancing stuff out, but they're putting me on, they gave me some different stuff. I don't have it sitting with me, but just basic herbs and stuff like that are supposed to help balance me more. There's a little bit stronger stuff than I was taking, because they think that what I was taking wasn't helping. So, because I was taking it at the time and I shouldn't have started my period when I was taking it, so I don't know what to do at this point. So basically now we're just gonna wait. I'm basically done bleeding now. I think I'll be done bleeding tomorrow, and I'll start taking OPKs again. And I guess we'll start over, you know? I'm just really sad that that I have to do this again right now. I just thought this could be a normal cycle. I was just hoping, I didn't have unrealistic expectations, and I wasn't thinking, oh, this is going to be my cycle, I'm going to get pregnant this cycle. I was just thinking, this is going to be a cycle that if anything else, I can at least say I've had one perfectly normal cycle like I used to have before birth control. But I guess that's just not going to happen this month. So now she's told me that she thinks that I need to just chill out after ovulation and not do anything that's going to stress me out or do anything that's going to work things out, and she's just trying to figure things out because everything that happened the day that my temperatures went down, she says is all around the day I got really stressed out, which I know that's all the same day, but so she says I need to keep from getting stressed out, but unfortunately I can't control when I do things, and I can't control, you know, all that stuff. And so it just so happens that the next time I'll be ovulating, like the 2-week wait period, is when I'm going to be counseling at a kids camp, worrying about 14 and 15-year-old girls' problems and drama. So it's not that it's a problem, but it does take a stressful toll on my body, and so I'm just hoping that this doesn't happen again, because I really can't deal with that right now, and so soon. So I guess I'll just keep you guys updated about when I ovulate next time, but I don't know. I just feel like every time I get happy about anything, then I just get thrown a giant curveball, and my life just kind of gets rocked a little bit. But we're going to try again, and I'm just going to move on from here. I don't know what I'm going to think, because there's nothing I really can think, but whatever. That's all I really had to say. I just wanted to thank all you girls for caring and talking to me and subscribing and sharing your insight and input about stuff, and I really appreciate that, and I'm glad for everyone who's been there for me as I just kind of figure out what the crap to do with myself, because I'm kind of in this unsure place where it's like I don't know if I've lost a baby, and I don't know whether to consider it a miscarriage or to just consider it early AF or what. Just kind of like, what am I supposed to do, you know? So I guess we'll just keep going from here. I mean, there's nothing else I can do except for try again. So I'll talk to you guys later.